From 9 now here on Kiwi.
Here's the plan. We get the warhead and we hold the world ransom for $1 million.
Well, don't you think we should maybe ask for more than $1 million? $1 million isn't exactly a lot of money these days. Virtucon alone makes over $9 billion a year.
Really? Mm-hmm. It's a lot. Okay, then. We hold the world ransom for $100 billion.
That's right, $100 billion. Add social media and aeroplanes with Vaughn Davis at tgf.co.nz. Welcome back, Vaughn.
Thank you.
Yes, $100 billion.
$100 billion.
Who's asking for that?
Well, maybe that should be a phone-in question.
Yeah.
$100 billion is the value that market commentators are putting on Facebook, and it's about to be floated in the first week of May, according to media reports.
Crikey dick.
$100 billion.
Will that be open to anyone to buy into?
Are you thinking of shifting some of your investments into? Excellent. How much does $1 get me? Not very many shares. The interesting thing, though, is that actually, if you're ever walking down the street and thinking, "Gee, I'm worthless," you're not worthless, folks. If we assume that by May Facebook makes it to 1 billion users, because we've got 800 million users at the moment. Yeah. We're worth $100. I'm worth $100. Yeah, $100 to the Zuck.
I wonder. I don't know if I've ever clicked on an ad.
Oh, go on!
Inside Facebook.
Advertising doesn't affect you, are you? One of those people?
Yeah, mate.
Yeah, it doesn't make me want to rush out and buy one.
Never click on banners.
No.
Pop-ups. Nah.
Yeah, boo.
Following on from that, off from Facebook to Twitter, where an account has been set up called the Colemans.
The Colemans NZ, the Colemans _NZ. And at first glance, certainly early in its life, it appeared to be a legitimate brand expression of New Zealand's favourite supermarket family, the Colemans.
Yes, it says, Nikki here, we are the Colemans, family of 6, Rob, Wills, Jess, Joshy, Copper, who's got it?
I'm guessing that's the dog, or maybe it's a policeman.
And of course me, Nikki, shopping smarter at Countdown.
Yeah, did they mention it's a parody account?
Your parody, obviously.
Yes, they didn't to start with. So the reason this popped up, maybe coincidentally, is something else popped up in December, and that is an Australian version of the Colemans.
And here's a bit of that.
It's our first Christmas in our new house, but Dad's still doing the same old joke. Even Aunt Sarah loves the Woodley's ham, and she's a vegetarian. Lucky wins again. Gran and Grandpa bought their caravan, which means they're planning on staying
Bloody blah, but...
Not suitable for diabetics, I've got to say.
No, but hang on. I don't recognise anyone except I recognise the dad.
Busted, yeah. Known as Rob in the Colemans family, in the Australian family, which may or may not have a name, I'm not sure. His name is Steve. He leads a double life.
Mr. Coleman the Mormon?
Mr. Coleman the Mormons, yeah, Coleman the Mormon. So every time he ducks out to the does that disappearing down the stairs trick on the Colemans ad, he probably emerges
next door
next door in the Australian one.
It's like Big Love,
yeah,
Woolworths Big Love,
and it could well be next door because the backstory to this is interesting. So the Colemans, of course, was a New Zealand produced ad made by a big company here called Ogilvy down in Parnell.
Yeah.
The Countdown client got a promotion, went to Australia and became the marketing director at
a promotion is going to Australia, of course.
Yeah, of course. Became the marketing director over at the parent company Woolworths and said, you know what, that campaign's all bought and paid for. We'll have us some of that.
Wow.
So. Embarrassingly for their Australian agency, they sent their Australian agency over to New Zealand with the instructions to, recreate that campaign, please, which would have been, what a fun trip that would have been. And they recreated. They shot it in New Zealand for some reason. Could have been the same production company, don't know. With completely different cast apart from Rob/Mormon Steve.
Yeah, using the same dad.
Yeah. Of course, funny. The Aussies on the marketing blogs over there are up in arms. Forget the fact that 40% of what we see on our TV screens is channeled over from Australia. They think it's the worst thing ever that a New Zealand idea should be inflicted upon them. Being described on their marketing blogs variously as diabolical tripe And interestingly, someone picking up on the dumb husband trope, which the more you think about it, you see a lot of this in advertising. The dopey husband. It's always the dopey husband.
No, I don't know how to shop.
But hey, it plays, and obviously research as well.
Yeah.
Unlike Rob's name. Rob's name can't have researched well, so they changed it to Steve.
The latest tweet on the Colemans NZ Twitter account says, "Husband and I are getting a divorce. It's over. You will still see him with us, but that's because of Countdown's contracts with filming."
Exactly. It's cleverly written, like a lot of these parody accounts. They're better than the real thing.
And on to the next ads.
The most delicious ice blocks is that everyone wants one. So we've come up with this, the frozen pea packet camouflage system. Simply pop the ice blocks in the bag and voila, that's French for gone. Order your Ice Barco camouflage system today.
The ice bar.
The ice bar, you've seen the ice bars, right?
They're an ice block.
Yeah, there's a bit of hoo-ha about this about, I don't know, 2 or 3 months ago when they came out. There are supposedly the farmers market of popsicles. Yeah, it's like your $2 popsicle, and it's from an entity called the Ice Bar Co., which turns out a little bit below the surface is actually Fonterra. So it's actually just big ice cream.
Is there milk in them ice blocks?
No, there's not. But then, they make a lot of things, and so there's a bit of fuss when that happened. But now they've come out with this. They're really nice ice blocks. You've got to try the ginger beer one.
Oh, are they?
I recommend.
Right, okay.
And the lemon, lime, and bitters.
The Matacana ice blocks.
Yeah, they are the Matacana ice block. They're not so much. Yeah, they're not the popsicle band. They're the Fly My Pretties of ice blocks, pretty much. Anyway, they've come out with this ice block camouflage system, which is a pea bag.
Looks like
as
a
in frozen green
McCain's
peas, ostensibly
bag,
to hide your ice blocks in the fridge. The real purpose of this, of course, is to raise the creative profile of the agency and to win awards. Which brings me to the next little story, and it comes from that same agency, which is why I use the ice block as an example. A fellow called James Herman, who's a planner, and I haven't got time to explain what a planner is. But it's
somebody who just sits on their ass all day.
No. We'll do another show on that.
Yeah.
But he spent some time hunched over the Excel at the holidays while the rest of us were looking outside of the rain, and he calculated he did that New Zealand is the most creatively awarded country in the world.
Really?
And of course, one of the sort of things that you get creatively awarded for are not necessarily the Colemans, even though that may sell a lot of groceries.
Yeah.
But ice block bags. And he went through, and I think in the press release it used the term punching above our weight, not once but twice. But I'll forgive him because he's a planner, not a copywriter. He's a planner, and he crunched the numbers, and he worked out that for every million New Zealanders, we have 23.56 creatively awarded campaigns. Easily beating Australia, which I think was number 7, but followed closely, according to the same algorithm, by Bahrain and the United Arab Emirates. So we're in good company.
Yeah, are we the country that uses probably the Canon 5D to shoot our ads
the most,
and uses twee indie tracks? I'm thinking the latest ads, the But and Open Polytechnic.
Oh,
ads.
yes. I don't mind that ad.
It's not too bad, but
nice.
It looks like one of those. It looks like a creative agency ad.
Yeah.
It's be something that'll be entered into a competition.
Yeah, it's pretty cute. I mean, part of this corner cutting or innovation, depending on how you want to describe it, is driven by the size of the market. If you've only got 4 million people and you're only spending, I don't know, maybe $1 million on media, you can't afford to spend too much on production, making your ad, or it just doesn't stack up unless you're a really big brand.
Okay, on to aeroplanes.
Aeroplanes. Now, you'll remember this guy, Jeb Corliss. Aeroplanes loosely termed. He makes a living by jumping off mountains in his sort of bat suit that his mother ran him up on the Bernina. With as many GoPro video cameras strapped to him as can possibly be attached.
Yeah. And
the closer you get to the rocks, the more impressive. Well, 2 days ago, he got impressively close to some rocks in Table Mountain in South Africa and actually hit them. Uh-oh, here he goes. No one dies before you go watching this.
This guy gets millions and millions of views on YouTube, so, it's... And with the sponsorship that comes with it, I guess... The motivation is, you need to do the next thing.
You've got to push it. You've got to push it.
And of course, his brain
so off he goes.
Requires the
listen
adrenaline.
To the audio. Listen to the audio.
Oh, listen.
Listen to the audio. It's a sweary word, by the way.
Right. So, the footage is a little bit grainy and a little bit distant, but so he just skims a rock that's right on the edge of the mountain there.
Yeah, so he goes okay for about the first couple 100 metres, and then in what would have been the best part of the video, he clips, where he's going to go close to the ridge. He goes too close to the ridge.
So how is he?
Broken legs, in hospital, in good spirits. He reminds me of who's the stuntman in The Simpsons, who's always okay, who's always got the thumbs up, and then the thumb breaks. He's okay. Yeah. He's okay. So the Jeb Corliss legend lives on. Maybe making room for New Zealand's own Jeb Corliss equivalent, a guy from Queenstown called Chuck Berry, to
there's a name.
Crown.
There's a show name, isn't it?
Yeah, but he's equally mad, just not quite as famous. So maybe he's got a bit of room to move into the number 1 slot.
Excellent. Well, for more on all this kind of stuff, you can go to tgf.co.nz. Also see this as a video once more as well. Thanks very much, Vaughn.